The Sundarbans mangrove is brimming with crustaceans, fish, birds, and mammals, a real horn of plenty. The men and women who settled here some 200 years ago knew what they were doing. But in order to get their hands on the mangrove's treasures, they had to come to terms with its guardian, the tiger. For 2 centuries, only the most daring and destitute have braved this highly dangerous, yet nurturing and fertile environment. Its inhabitants have long led an existence in harmony with the resources the forest has to offer. Shukumar has been fishing since he was old enough to work. He lives in a small village in the mangrove forest. He uses traditional fishing methods with a net, like his father and grandfather before him.
We're together in happiness and in sadness. We try to eke out a living from fishing, and we work to meet our family's needs.
The harmonious balance Shukumar alludes to has been challenged the past few years. The numbers of fish are dwindling. The people in the heart of the forest are growing concerned.
There aren't enough fish left to support a whole family. A lot of fishermen are giving up and heading to other regions. Those who stay have to venture deeper into the forest. Now, an entire day's catch is barely enough to live off for 2 days. We need to find a different livelihood in our village, or else go find work in another region.
We needn't travel very far to figure out why there are so few fish. Here we are on the edge of the mangrove forest along the coast of the Bay of Bengal. During the 5-month dry season, this temporary village bustles with 15,000 fishermen. The fish is dried for export. Tightly woven nets don't let anything through. Crustaceans, eggs, fry, everything is destroyed. The fish can't manage to reproduce anymore. So with the decreasing fish supplies, the entire country has turned to an activity that has proven lucrative: shrimp farming. In 20 years, Bangladesh has become the world's 6th-ranking producer of shrimp. The country's 2nd greatest economic activity after textiles. An El Dorado for families fleeing shantytowns and the instability of city work. At high tide, hundreds of fishermen retrieve their nets of shrimp fry, which they sell to farmers, who then place them in nursery ponds. But therein lies the problem. Shrimp farming is an ecological disaster. Abdul Chaudhuri is a professor of environmental science. For 20 years, he's watched the shrimp industry wreak havoc with the Sundarbans and completely reshape its landscape.
There are a lot of shrimp in the Sundarbans, but there are too many producers, and that means over-farming. On the one hand, the fishermen manage to make a living by collecting shrimp, but on the other hand, they destroy other natural resources by catching the eggs and fry of fish endemic to the region.
তাদের যে ছোট ছোট পোনাগুলো এবং ডিমগুলো এগুলো নষ্ট হয় আবার এই shrimp farming
And the water kept in the ponds of shrimp farms in the villages is changing the quality of the soil and water.
সেখানে কিন্তু আস্তে আস্তে মাটি এবং পানিতে কিন্তু লবণাক্ততা বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে এবং গ্র্যাজুয়ালি ফলে যেটি হচ্ছে
The water kills freshwater fish in favor of shrimp.
মাটিতে কিন্তু পাওয়া যাচ্ছে
Shrimp are farmed in saltwater ponds supplied with water from the canals. The soil is porous and lets the salt through, where it contaminates the reserves of fresh water needed for rice paddies, which are gradually disappearing. Drinking water in the villages gets polluted by the chemicals used in shrimp aquaculture. But most importantly, the mangrove's ability to absorb salt has hit its limit, and the trees are dying. The stabilizing action of the mangrove forest has been compromised, leaving coastal zones and villages vulnerable to destruction from frequent storms.
If this continues, the Sundarbans are going to lose their natural resources, both in terms of animal and plant life. The mangrove ecosystem won't be the same, and the entire country of Bangladesh will suffer the consequences.
Since the shrimp rush began, 1 million people have depended on the mangrove forest for their survival. They represent a massive drain on the forest's resources. The result? Unprecedented deforestation, a disturbed ecosystem, and tiger attacks. The tigers of the Sundarbans have been man-eaters ever since villages have sprung up near their territory. To survive, a male tiger needs a surface area of 100 square kilometers. Deer, its prey of choice, is also hunted by humans, of whom there are more and more. Man and tiger. The mangrove has become too small for these two big predators. And tigers, which are excellent swimmers, are infamous for attacking fishing boats.
Wait, I think there's a tiger print there. Go closer to that bank.
To the right there?
Closer.
Yes, it's right there.
I can't see very well, but there's something on the other side.
Yeah, let's cross.
The tiger that walked here is very big. The large circular print indicates an adult male. Now I'm going to measure it. 10 centimeters at the heel, and in length, 11.5 centimeters. An adult male weighing over 250 kilograms. We can also deduct how old the print is. The insect grooves tell us it's not recent. I'd say the tiger came by here about 24 hours ago.